Are those my files? Can I make a real working version of Am from I have no mouse and I must scream? Keep watching because scenes get weird fast. The AI starts giving increasingly unsettling responses, inventing things I've never taught it, and at one point it even corrupted some of my files. Was that my fault? Probably. Was it terrifying? Absolutely. And somehow, every time I fixed one problem, two more showed up. My goal isn't to just make a chatbot that acts like Am. I want to build something that actually works as an AI system, with tokenization, embeddings, and context windows, memories, and personality tuning, and all those other complicated computer science words that make people immediately click off a video. To start, I built the simplest prototype possible, a Markov chain text generator in JavaScript. Basically, I wanted to turn a fictional supercomputer into a project that could actually run on my potato hardware. So I took the script of the game and put it in as the training data, and it gave slightly better responses. When I say slightly, though, I mean slightly. I mean, just look at these responses. So I thought maybe it would be a good idea to just give it access to my private files. But when I ran it,
Okay, why Chinese? Does this actually mean anything?
No.
I later investigated into the strange Chinese response and found it was a corrupted and translated copy of one of my private files. Spooky. Anyways, but you can subscribe while listening to the most scientifically annoying sound on Earth. I'm sorry. Anyway, since that clearly didn't help at all, I decided to fix up some small bugs and improve the tokenization. Tokenization is basically the process of breaking text into smaller chunks called tokens. So instead of seeing a sentence as one giant block, the AI can process it piece by piece. Also, I made the memory longer so that now I can remember 2 words you said instead of one. I know that isn't a lot, but it's improvement. At this rate, maybe in another 10 years I'll remember an entire sentence. After it still didn't work, I decided to switch jobs for now and make a TTS for the AI using a synthesizer, which was simple enough. I never did this before, so I have no idea. Make it sound like Am. I really hope you enjoyed Microsoft Man 5 as a voice. Nothing says unstoppable AI evil supercomputer like the default text-to-speech voice. Going back to the actual AI, I decided to add a vocab map to it so it can understand words better. I also added a context modifier so the AI would know exactly what context the specific words meant what. The idea was to stop it from treating every word the same and actually understand that words have different meanings depending on their sentence. I mean, it is slightly better, I hope. Oh wait, what is this? Oh, hell no! At this point, I think the project was fighting back. Okay, so since my 2-word Markov generator didn't really work, I researched some other AI model types, and I found RNN, Recurrent Neural Network. Since your potato brains probably don't understand what the hell that means, I'll let Kane from the Amazing Digital Circus explain it, so you don't lose your attention span.
Welcome, my digitally bewildered friends. Imagine you're reading a story one word at a time. A normal computer might forget every word it just read, terribly rude. But an RNN, or recurrent neural network, carries a little memory suitcase from one word to the next. When it sees the cat sat on thee, it remembers the earlier words and guesses mat instead of nuclear submarine, usually. So an RNN is a neural network that passes information forward through time, helping it understand sequences like text, speech, and other delightful patterns. Now, who's ready to memorize the complete history of socks?
I wanted to take things a step further, so I jumped right into my browser and opened up my code editor and built a recurrent neural network straight into the webpage. It was the perfect way to bring a machine learning model directly to life online. But to really push this model to its absolute limits, I needed to switch environments. I took all that custom web code and threw it straight into a Google Colab notebook and hooked it all up to a cloud GPU. This way I didn't have to fry my crappy CPU. Here are some more responses after training it with a GPU. With Colab ready, it was time to feed this digital brain some actual data. I gathered a massive collection of classic novels, cleaned up the text, and imported the entire library into my workspace. downloading millions of words gave the network a massive data set to study. It was basically speed dating round with Shakespeare, Hemingway, and Austen. So honestly, I think the AI just ended up confused by all the 19th century drama. But just reading raw text wasn't gonna give me the specific vibe I wanted. Plus, I didn't want my free cloud GPU to literally catch fire. So I implemented a low rank adaptation, or lora fine tuning, by freezing the main model weights and only tweaking a tiny fraction of new parameters. I saved hours of computing time. You don't know how much torture this is. And it is the ultimate programming hack. Maximum stylistic efficiency, minimal risk of melting Google servers. But yes, this does mean it takes 2 hours to train, which is gonna suck. I also added a seed so I can make the personality more like the actual personality of Am, like from the species set in the game. Turns out, making an AI angry is a lot easier than making it intelligent. So can you actually build a real working Am? Probably not in a free Google Colab notebook. But when your own code starts digging through your private files, you realize you don't need a planet-sized supercomputer to create a localized nightmare. Here are some final responses.
I am a light master computer better than you will ever be.
Do you like food?
Oh god, yes, I love food. Please give me some.
You clanker!
Imagine if I said you were fat and ugly.
Hit subscribe, watch our file directories, and thanks for watching.
I persist.